Hello everyone, welcome to our weekly review of the main business news. Twitter and Elon Musk agreed on a $44 billion deal. Twitter's board accepted Mr. Musk's offer to take over the company and go private. Many executives and board members initially opposed to Mr. Musk's takeover. Then the two sides worked out a deal that values the company at $54.20 a share. The takeover would mark one of the biggest acquisitions of a tech company, with Mr. Musk likely to bring a more hands-off approach on speech moderation. Amazon Prime is coming to other online websites. The service, called Buy with Prime, will allow third-party sellers to show the Prime logo and offer Amazon's speedy delivery options on their own websites. The initiative represents a threat to major competitors, such as FedEx and United Parcel Service, as Amazon tries to boost investments in logistics. With more than 200 million members globally, over the years Amazon Prime expanded into music, videos, games, and books. Alphabet's earnings showed slowing sales growth. First quarter sales rose 23% year-over-year, which is the lowest rate since late 2020. Rising inflation, supply chain disruptions, and Russia's war on Ukraine brought companies to limit spending on ads. Net income dropped 8.3% to $16.4 billion. Shares lost more than 3% on Tuesday. YouTube contributed $6.8 billion in first quarter sales, while Google Cloud $5.8 billion, generating an operating loss of almost $1 billion. The U.S. economy shrank in the first quarter 2022, mainly due to supply disruptions. The GDP fell 1.4% on an annual basis, however strong consumer and business spending suggests growth will soon resume. This was the weakest performance since the beginning of the pandemic. Trade deficit increased in the same period, imports went up and exports went down. The domestic economy, however, remains resilient. The Eurozone's economy continued to grow at a modest pace in the first 3 months of the year. Russia's war on Ukraine keeps energy costs high and squeezes household spending power. This might represent a threat of a slide into recession. According to Eurostat, Eurozone GDP was 0.2% higher in the first quarter than the final 3 months of 2021. If that growth rate were sustained over 4 quarters, the Eurozone economy would grow 0.8% over the year. German authorities searched Deutsche Bank's headquarters, following a report the bank filed to an anti-money laundering agency. As a consequence, shares fell over 3% on the news. The bank has already run into troubles in the past, due to money laundering compliance. One big scandal was related to its role as a correspondent for another Estonian bank. In that case, $230 billion flew from Russia over several years, with minimal oversight.